Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Guys in Black. This is episode 8 and we thought we'll talk about something which is very latest, which is the new chat model which has come from China, which is called DeepSeek. So, and obviously it has taken internet by storm, both sides, positive and negative point of views. So we'll discuss in terms of how it has impacted the internet, what are the views and what basically it is. So maybe we'll start with first understanding what the whole model is. So do you have any initial thoughts?
No, I think important to sort of discuss what DeepSeek is, right? So I think DeepSeek is, for people who don't know already, is a Chinese AI, similar to OpenAI or ChatGPT as we sort of commonly know. DeepSeek is sort of now been launched to now directly compete with the likes of ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, which is by Twitter. So yeah, it's Chinese. It has created quite a storm. We are getting into the reasons of why it's creating such a storm in the sort of the internet and also in the world today. Just to give you an example, NVIDIA lost $600 billion in their market cap, post the launch of DeepSeek.
Yeah.
So Evie, why don't you tell us of one of the reasons of why you think DeepSeek in general has created such a storm in the market today?
So a couple of reasons. The primary one being that it has been able to replicate the model probably as good as the first model of ChatGPT at a fraction of a cost, and I think that is the biggest talking point. That whereas Sam Altman or OpenAI, they have actually come out and said that probably they had spent about 100 million or maybe more than that to get the first initial models out, and the capability that it basically delivers, they have been able to do it at probably a fraction of the cost.
Just to give you guys an example, ChatGPT took around $100 million to create the sort of the algorithm, or you can say the AI that we sort of know today, and DeepSeek did it for around $5 million. That's what they are claiming.
Right.
So that's why there's such a storm in the industry, because a lot of people previously thought this was not possible. It requires huge amount of capital, and they have been able to do it in a low cost, which sort of kind of opens up or destroys the sort of monopoly that American tech has had so far in the industry.
Second point was also the whole point that to build like large models you need like high quality chips, and that is why NVIDIA's supremacy was there. But that is the reason why NVIDIA stock tanked, was also because what this model has been able to achieve is that it has basically a mix of super quality chips. I think an estimate is around 50,000 chips of NVIDIA were used, but they were sort of connected with the low quality, I won't say lower quality, but like lower efficiency chips as well, and that is what brought the overall cost of the model down. So the whole narrative or the perception that you need high quality chips by these top chip manufacturers like NVIDIA is what is required to build like large generative AI models was sort of busted by this model, and that is the reason what led to people, investors, and everyone sort of questioning the authority of companies who have been claiming and sort of boasting about the fund that they have, and that essentially became the reason for their authority and the long-term sort of strength to compete in this market, which you rightly said that now China is sort of very actively entering in the space.
So what does the future hold? What's next for DeepSeek and similar AIs that are going to come about?
I mean, DeepSeek is constantly innovating. I think they've recently, after the first launch that they did, they've also come up with the image model. That is also considered to be better or at least at par with the ChatGPT model. So they've launched it very quickly, and they've sort of launched it at a fraction of a cost, but they're also bringing out the newer versions and the updates very quickly. So people are getting into it, but yeah, the question still remains that how open, transparent, and effective it is, because obviously there were tests which were run where certain questions were asked, where DeepSeek flatly not refused, but they sort of answered that I'm not trained to answer certain narrative building, I would say, questions. So again, the whole idea of being a transparent generative AI model, whether it can come from China because of the closed regime that they run, whether it is still possible or not, and that basically poses a larger question of whether China will be able to compete on the AI game simply because of the restrictions that it holds on itself on a larger level. So that is definitely one question. But yeah, a lot of stuff is happening, and within the space of generative AI in general, there are cheaper alternatives which have come for ChatGPT. There are better alternatives for reading the image model, the technical computation model, the analysis model. So there are different alternatives which have come. Right. So a lot of interesting stuff which is happening. Is just that what next is to be seen is how you can actively and efficiently do it at a price effective manner, so that it can reach out to the larger audiences who will eventually be ending up using it.
Right. No, I think great point. At least regarding the political bias, I think one thing to be seen would be, can DeepSeek be that politically unbiased sort of language model, which is kind of what the West is sort of aiming for, right, with ChatGPT, that they are not going to be leaning in either right or the left manner, right? So I think that is something what I think Abhinav also mentioned, where he said like it'll be interesting to see, there are no restrictions on, at least politically, when it comes to building or sort of building on these technologies, right? So I think, yeah, like a lot of interesting stuff to be seen. We'll obviously be keeping a close watch, and we will be making further videos, regarding this topic. So yeah, so this was, like definitely like a quick introduction of what DeepSeek is, why is it blowing up all over the internet, and why is it trending, and why you guys are also seeing it all over. We will be covering like a much more detailed topic much later on, probably end of this week. And again, thank you for tuning in, and do keep sending us your feedback like you have, and we'll see you next time.